Hello, namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our sessions out there. This is Simran Singh, and you are all watching us on eVidya channel number 6, 9, and 12. Well, you all know that we have so many different mediums through which you all can contribute and participate in our live interactive sessions. And we also have our YouTube channel, you all are well aware of. It is NCRT Official. So it's around 5:30 p.m. on your watch, and on Fridays 5:30 till 6:15. We have a very special live telecast for all of you regarding the live streaming on school leadership and development. So here we come up with certain important topics about how you can be good leaders in your schools, and at the same time an understanding and a broader aspect related to this subject. So you must be willing to know what are we going to discuss in today's session and who is our special guest who has connected with us in the studio. So let me apprise you that our topic for conversation would be leading innovations in a government-aided primary school in Kerala. And in conversation here in the studio, we have our two guests. So let me introduce you to both our guests. We have with us Dr. Shadna Afsar, Madam. Namaskar, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, Simran.
A very warm welcome in the session.
Thank you.
Madam is currently serving as an assistant professor from National Center for School Leadership, NCSL, NIEPA. Then I am delighted to inform you here we have with us Dr. Vidhu P. Nair, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Good evening. Welcoming you in this conversation.
Thank you.
Sir is currently serving as a headmaster at NSS LP School, KAP, Ernakulam District, Kerala. In this live interactive session, if you have any of the queries for another 45 minutes, then feel free to write down to us about your messages, your queries in the comment section of NCRT Official. Besides, here is a contact number that is flashing on your screens. Kindly note down this number. That is 8800440559, and a specific mail ID for all of you is again right there. It is dth.class12@ciet.nic.in. So ma'am, in today's conversation we also have with us our school head.
Yes.
So I'm eagerly waiting to know what are we going to discuss today.
So Simran, today we are really very happy to bring Dr. Vidhu P. Nair from Kerala, and he has done lot of innovations in his school, and he has developed lot of apps and websites and web portals, and he has transformed the school actually, and the children are very curious in his school, and they have achieved lot of things in their as competencies. I would say they have achieved lot of competencies. We will surely be benefited with this session today, and we will listen from him only what all he is going to tell us today.
Of course, and this seems pretty interesting
Yes.
at the same time. So sir, I welcome you again on the behalf of NCRT and all our viewers and NCSL NIEPA. So sir, in the first place, we request you to please apprise us more about your school, the location, the context.
In fact, my school, it's named NSS LP School, KAP. In fact, it's situated in the border of two districts in Kerala, in the border of Ernakulam and Idukki districts. So we have got the geographical speciality of being in the borderline of two places. The school has got 6 classes altogether, starting from the lower kindergarten to standard 4, and we have almost 16 divisions altogether to go with that, and it accommodates almost 485 students as well. That's it.
So how was the school like when you joined the school? How many children were there? How was the school like? I mean, you have really transformed the school, but we would like to know, how did the school look like when you joined the school? What were the challenges that you had?
In fact, the story of my challenges start from 2012. What happened was that after a foreign assignment, I came back to school in 2012 and found that the total strength of the school was 33 altogether. And it was a big challenge, in fact, because the trend was that from 150 to 33, it just took 5 years. Means the cards were rolling down altogether, and we had to do something. And you know, as I have learned in our course, like the foundation course on school development and management. They say, innovation started when there are challenges. So we had to go for a change, and from there we had to look for some innovations. So the story of innovations in our school dates back to 2012.
Okay. So the enrollment was a big issue, and the children must not be that engaged, because they were very less in number, only 2 or 3 children in a class.
Even if the number of children in a school is less, that means the school is bad. In the public feels that okay, there are only a few number of students there, so it should be bad. And in fact, quality is not about quantity. That we understood very much earlier itself. In fact, we started with 5 children in standard 1. We called them Smart 5.
Okay.
And we wanted to make them Smart 5.
Okay.
So for that we had to go for some technological, interventions. First what we did was that we made the school into a smart school.
Okay.
At that time, nobody in India or in Kerala thought of having a smart school, with smart equipments, interactive, all these things, interactive and all came to other schools maybe after 2 or 3 years. So we were the first people to launch a smart school in India, in fact.
That's wonderful.
Every classes were given interactive boards, and for that now school became smart. But the problem is that once the school is smart, you need to have the learning smart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
School infrastructure may be smart always. It can be smart, but to make the learning smart, we had to have some other panacea,
Yes.
For that we made some digital learning modules.
So, sorry to interrupt you, just wanted to know what was the socio-economic background of children that come to your school?
Yeah, the children who came to my school,
Are they first generational learners or?
Yeah, heterogeneous in nature, in all the ways.
Okay.
Some children, they knew how to read.
Okay.
Some children did not know even anything about schooling. Some people, they came from Anganwadis,
Okay.
Yeah. And the children were from, most of these 35 were from very much village backgrounds.
Okay.
And very poor community as well.
Okay.
But somehow we turned them into Smart 5,
So let us come to the innovations that you have brought about in your school. Innovations are very important. Like you said that there is a course on leading innovations in the NCSL's curriculum framework. So that might have really helped you in developing your capacities. Coming to the innovations, the first innovation that we are going to discuss today is Know My Child. So what is it? Just a background of it. What is it?
Know My Child was, was an urgency for me, in fact.
Okay.
As we told earlier, all these innovations are, coming up because of urgencies. I was the driver of my school bus in the school.
Okay.
At that time, I used to meet all the parents, on the way. Normally, people would ask, "How is my child?" Then, first, in the beginning, I used to say, "Your child is good. Your child is okay. Very good." See, these adjectives will not work for a long time.
Yes.
In fact, the parent wants to know what exactly was happening in the school with the child, or how much performance he was going to do in the school. Then I thought of, Know My Child.
Okay, so let us show a video here.
Yeah. Now what you see on the screen is the interface of the parental app of Know My Child, which is served to the parents of NSSLP school, CUP. You can see different icons there. Now I have clicked Know My Child icon where the parent needs to sign in. Here the parent has got a unique sign in which is a combination of his phone number @capschool.com. The password will be the date of birth of the child without any special characters in between. If you have 2 children, you will have 2 different logins. Now the sign in is complete, so we go to the next page. Here you can see the parent's name on the top. The parent is Arun Kumar KG and the name of the child is Nived Nair. Nived Nair is studying in Standard 2 in C Division. These are the different subjects being taught in C Division of Standard 2. Here we click English. Now we get the report of 17th of November. You can select different dates and see the reports of different dates. See, now we have come to November 16th page. What you see is, one, the subject, the lesson which has been taught by the teacher. 2, the expected learning outcomes of the teacher while she was taking up the lesson, and you can see how much or how far has Nived Nair acquired in that specific subject in terms of the expected learning outcomes envisaged by the teacher. In fact, for different pupils, different report will be there. Here we are seeing the report of Nived Nair. If you have any problem, if you have any queries regarding the report, you can go for the one-touch call system. Where, see here, the names of teachers are listed. Maybe one teacher teaches one or more subjects. If you click on the name of the teacher, the call will go straight away to the teacher. These are the different subjects, and you can switch over to different subjects. Now we come to a notice board page where the school can post notices. The notices can be given school-wise as.
So this is how every parent can access the Know My Child app and can get daily updates about his child in various subjects, and can contact the teachers in case of any query. And it is for every child in your school.
Yeah, for every child.
For every child. So I mean, teachers must be doing it in a very regular basis, daily, uploading details about every child.
In fact, it's where technology works. It is where artificial intelligence based work.
Okay.
Teacher need not do lot of things with the technology. What she needs to do is, she needs to go to the class with the curricular statement, seen in 5 different angles. That means, if you are going to teach something in the class today, you have some outcome in your mind, isn't it?
Yes.
You are free to do anything in the class, but the school wants only the outcome, isn't it? And
the competencies of the children.
So if you are going to talk about the competency of, communicating with people, you need to have expressions. You need to have, organization of thoughts. You need to have voice clarity. You need to have stress here and there in order to put the things, across. See, all these things and vocabulary sometimes.
Of course.
Now the teacher in the class, where she is always seeing how much vocabulary is there for the child, how much expression he is making in his own natural ways in order to put the message across. See, that she can put tick marks.
Okay, and the software takes it.
Software takes it into qualitative statements.
Okay, wonderful.
So the work is that the teacher is a sole observer, a keen observer of the system of the class, how children learn. That is what the teacher should think and see all the time in the class.
And how many children are there in each class? I mean, what is the PTR?
It is almost 20 to 30.
That's a fair number.
Yeah.
So coming to our next innovation, that is Quizino app that you have developed.
In fact, Quizino is not an application.
Okay.
It's a web link, in fact.
Okay.
This can be used for, examinations.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the concept of examinations, what we have right now, doesn't go with the spirit of Quizino. What happens was that, happens is that normally if you have an exam, think about your standard 12 exam, okay?
Yeah.
You are getting 78 out of 100 in mathematics.
Okay.
What does it mean?
That I'm a good student.
That's it. Earlier I told good, very good, average.
How will you?
This is not you, in fact, This is not you. And I want to know exactly what this child is all about. Myself, my teacher, my parent, the student, these people should know exactly where we are standing, isn't it?
My strengths, basically, the child's strength should...
Even the weaknesses also.
Yes.
78 doesn't imply anything. 78 doesn't have anything to talk about the real self of the child.
The competencies.
Yeah, nothing. When the exam result comes, the child has forgotten what exactly the questions were, what answers he wrote, and the person who is, evaluating the paper, he does not know who the child is, and he gives some marks, and sometimes these marks are, imported into grades, but nobody knows exactly what this child is all about. Then why these examinations we have? Casino is.
So let us have a look at the another video that you have developed.
Yeah.
So that will take us, that will help us in understanding the Quizino portal in a little better way.
You can see one of the persons who have contributed for it. Her name is Pravita.
Okay.
She is
my NSS LP school.
Subordinate.
A small village lower primary school in a small village near the city of Thodupuzha that shares boundary with Ernakulam and Idukki districts. This school but puts forth big models of educational innovations. The milestone in the history of the school is its emergence as the first complete smart school in India in 2013. When the school became smart, it had to ensure that learning also be smart. For this, the teachers here developed digital learning modules. Short films made in the school with students giving life to characters were used extensively to create digital learning modules. Yoga and art integrated learning added surprising flavors to the learning processes. All the school activities inside and outside the school classrooms have been telecast to the parents 24/7 live. This made social monitoring of the school possible and opened doors to the official monitoring too from anywhere across the world. Classrooms learning in school became smart, but one day, this teacher was explaining the achievement of a student to his mom, giving away the answer sheets of an examination. The mother asked, "But teacher, what does my child know? What are the things he doesn't know? And to reach the expectation of you, what shall he need to know?" Pravita teacher was perplexed. She never had encountered such a query. And she had a realization that the assessment in her school is not smart enough. If school and learning are smart, don't we need our assessment also to be smart? After long spells of reflective trance, Pravita teacher found light at the end of the tunnel. She understood that marks and grades we give to students are just relative notions that never ever reflect the skill level or acquisition level of learners. The teacher sat down with a piece of paper. Her attempt was to establish each learning outcome proposed by the curriculum into multi-levels in terms of acquisition. Acquisition levels. Yes, she was discovering the soul of a new assessment mechanism called Quizino. Thus, Quizino became a reality, incorporating the ideas and suggestions of all the colleagues.
So this is how Cuisino became a reality.
Yeah.
And coming to our next innovation that we have is Buds and Blooms. So what is this Buds and Blooms about? This is also another web portal, I suppose.
Yeah, this is another web
You
portal.
have done a lot of innovations with ICT actually.
In fact, now we live in a world of ICT. Everywhere we have got data and information clouding in. So it's better that we also move into that system where information are processed and utilized and analyzed and synthesized in such a way that it benefits the good for.
Very true.
Yeah.
So coming to our next innovation, this is Darpan, and I think I remember that you told me this was developed during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
So how did it help the children?
Normally, when the COVID was in the run, in Kerala it was devastating at that time. Government started giving classes through television channels. Even across the country we had
Many
television
states.
channels, giving classes. But see, the soul of our educational vision is that constructivism is the basis. So, in order to construct, you need not lecture things. People should put the ideas together and it should
Discover.
flourish. Yeah, discover, and you need to reflect on that and make some personal experiences out of
Yes.
that. That is what learning is all about.
Yes.
We wanted to have our children take the ownership of learning. In Darpan we had many modules in fact. One module was like Google Meet, teacher can see and teach. Another module was video lessons. But whatever the teacher does, corresponding to that there should be a response of the child. Those responses were accumulated or collected in a database in the same module called a creator.
Okay.
In
So the
creator,
other children were also able to look at each other's work?
Yeah.
Was that possible?
Yeah, possible.
So learning was happening together, you mean?
Yeah.
Not in your individualized rooms or homes we
Yeah.
were confined to.
Yeah. In fact, they are sitting in different places,
Yes.
but they feel that they are together.
But did they have the access of mobile phones or something?
Yeah.
Everyone?
For that, I remember we catered almost 250 tablets during that time.
Okay.
And there were places where we had to put antennas,
Okay.
in order to give network.
Oh.
But these challenges were good in fact. Now, we always say COVID was good because we had to come out of the box and see the world in a new color, at
Yes,
that
innovations, out of the box thinking is the
Yeah.
prerequisite for any
time.
innovation.
Till that time we were in a comfort zone. We
Yes.
had to come out of that.
Yes.
And when we came out, we saw that the world was so beautiful,
So another this thing is this is a picture of, I think it's in a school assembly that we can see.
Yeah.
So what is this so special about this assembly?
In fact, in this assembly, you can see, it starts with a prayer
Okay.
in one language.
Okay.
Then it switches on to another language.
Okay.
We have Hindi, Malayalam, English, Arabic, Sanskrit. See, all languages are, a part of this assembly.
Okay. Every
Plus,
day.
Every day. Plus, it has got, there will be some small dances, small extensions of the classroom practices what we have. For example, if today, now November 14th was there. We had some program on
Children's
November 14th. But November 14th program should be little bit different from the November 14th programs outside. So we wanted to do it that way.
Okay. Just a very, this thing that comes to my mind is that how does these ICT related innovations has helped in developing the competencies of the child in the school? Because the ultimate beneficiary is the child,
Yeah. Normally in our classrooms, teachers talk, children write, teacher and the child read. These are happening in the classrooms normally. But see, now we have come to a time that writing has gone a little bit backward and we use voice typing. Maybe in 2039, 40s, when these children come to face the world, they may not be writing that much. They need to know how to write, but there not be, even now, we are not writing too much.
Yes.
If you want to
We
give a
type
message,
mostly, either on the mobile phones or on
even
the laptops.
nowadays we have become so lazy that we give voice clips.
Yes.
Yes.
These press reporters, they don't even write or even type. They tell the story and get it typewritten. Voice to text. Now the problem is, if you want to have a typewritten text out of your voice, you need to talk logically. You need to have the subject, the verb, the object, all these things placed in correct patterns. You need to have the grammar in it. You need to know exactly how to put the word in the exact place. See, then if you speak, that speaking should happen in the classroom.
Okay. So coming, because you must have also gone through the course, team building is a very important concept in leadership.
Yeah.
And building teams and leader has to build teams and develop teams. So how did you take your team of teachers along with you in these innovations, and how did you build that culture of innovation, and how did you actually nurture it over the years?
Yeah.
So because this is not the work of 1 or 2 years, you have been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And how did you build that culture in your school?
In fact, I have got a very beautiful team of people.
Okay.
We have lot of quarrels in between. In fact,
Disagreements.
quarrels, There are some days that some teachers don't even speak to me.
Okay.
I love that. And I understand that the people who don't speak to me so often are really loving me too much, That is why they have disappointments, But these disappointments are all, success for them and for me. Because at the end of the day, when you have disagreement, you find a way out of that, isn't it?
True.
When we came up with these innovations and all, many people say, okay, you can do it, but I cannot do it. Now they have to do it, because they are projected. Now the teacher who has come up in the video, she has to do it now, because she is already in the limelight. I am not in the limelight. My colleagues are always in the limelight now.
Okay.
And I want them to be in limelight. Now they are, they have the demand of doing something out of the box every day.
Okay. So what attributes a leader must have, to be innovative?
Yeah.
To be innovative as a leader and to develop students as innovators, teachers as innovators, what attributes a school leader must have?
The first attribute what you need to have, you cannot learn it anywhere, but the first attribute you need to have is, you need to have a heart which listens. You need to have a heart which speaks without much noise, okay? Without much noise or without over much voice. You should have the heart that put the message across, every time. Communicating. Other things will work sometimes, but the heart, if you can understand the heart of people, if you can touch the heart of children, then you have rainbows ahead. Normally technology will not work that much, but if you can apply your connecting heart with the
people,
technology,
Yes.
connect technology and heart,
Yes.
and make it a medium,
Yes.
then things will change. Even my children, they are wonderful just because they have hearts, and I know what exactly hearts they have, where they have, what type of hearts they have, what aspirations they have,
A
what
must
passions.
be passionate. You just said that your passion reflects in your innovations. Actually, you are so passionate that you have changed and transformed the lives of children. I mean, they must have also become very tech savvy and everything, and they must have acquired a lot of skills from all these. And you have that studio also to develop video, films, and all, with the help of children and all.
In fact, in every classroom is a studio for us.
Okay.
Because in one wall of the classroom there will be a picture. In front of the picture, if they stand, it's a studio. Every wall is not having picture. One single wall will be having a big picture. So they will stand there. If you want to do some other thing, then go to other class and have another picture.
That must have developed their confidence a lot.
Sure, yeah. In fact, communication is the main skill you need to have. You need to take along to the century. After 10 or 15 years, if you want to live, you need to have communication, collaboration, critical thinking, global outlook, digital literacy. These are the things which I cater in the school.
These are the attributes of an innovator.
Yeah.
A school leader, as an innovator
Yeah.
must
If the
have.
leader is not having these qualities, then how can the colleagues have?
Of course.
If the colleagues do not have, how can the children have?
A leader has to role model,
No need to be a role model. Leader can fail always, no problem.
Failures, leadership, failures are important,
Yeah.
Only then you come out of the...
Come out of that. People think that, whatever this leader does should be right. No need to be. Because a leader should always fail. The followers should rise out of that. Even I can do nonsense with my administration, which can correct myself, where I can be corrected by my colleagues.
So they are also leaders. They are not subordinates anymore.
There is
in
no
leadership, we say that everyone is a leader. So it's not you only. Your team is also a leader.
Yeah.
So of course, in the same context, as we talk about school leadership, so I believe that in school leadership, it's not only the teachers or the principals or the authorities who are the leaders, but we are also giving opportunities to our students.
Yes.
To be the leaders.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, and so many beautiful takeaways we have got from your conversation. And of course, the ICT integration in our classrooms, it enhances the experiences.
Sure, yeah.
And of course, it makes your, as ma'am mentioned, that children and students more tech savvy and more interested to come and looking forward to, okay, now I have to go to school because we have this and this today. Okay, sir. Well, the conversation is going great, but we are still left by the last 4 minutes.
Okay.
So very quickly, sir, I have a small question for you. So you have also attended and done NCSL's online PSLM, that is the program on school leadership and management. So how did you feel like? What were the benefits? And of course, how did you evolve as a successful leader?
In fact, this school leadership course was done in 2020 in April, when the COVID was about to take lead. My certificate was dated 20 April 20, and I should say my headmastership, the history of my headmastership can be divided into two.
Okay.
Before 20 April 20 and after April 2020. Why? Because earlier also I was a headmaster. Even after that I am a headmaster, but still I could muster a lot of nuances from that. They taught me about innovations, they taught me about team building, they taught me about even transformation of schools. But apart from that, there was a lot of reflection to make out of that. Those reflections were giving me a lot of nuances. It was very flexible, in fact. In the flexible phase, we used to reflect a lot about how a school can be. In every different school.
Applying it to your own context.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of reflective questions in each course,
in
online PSLM. So now that you have moved, you have done so much work in your school, where do you want to take it, sir, from now on?
Yeah. I want my school to be something like an NEP school. You might have heard about the concept of NEP schools. It was there before 2 years in the budget that our Honorable Finance Minister told about NEP schools. They plan to start 15,000 NEP schools, in fact. I want my school to be a NEP school.
To be one of them.
Even if they don't give us NEP school, that banner, what we are going to do is, we are going to convert our school into an NEP school by ourselves, taking the spirit of NEP. Maybe there are people who are objecting some of the elements of NEP. I don't mind. But the spirit of NEP is the spirit of India. Yeah?
Yes.
It is the spirit of India, or it is the vision of India to be after 20 years or
Yes,
25
yes.
years. So that spirit should come to my school. For that, I need to go a long, long way.
Of course, sir. Thank you so much for all those eminent details that you have highlighted with us in this conversation. And very quickly, I would request you, just in few words, a message to all our young learners who are watching you.
Listen to
All
your
the
heart.
school leaders who are watching you here today from
For-
Kerala, across India,
For
everywhere.
students, for teachers, and for all human beings across,
Okay.
Listen to your heart. Your heart is the best teacher. Make reflections every now and then. Listen to your heart. Follow your heart. Maybe your brain can sometimes deceive you. Your heart will never.
So that is an important attribute of a school leader. So thank you so much, sir, for being with us in this conversation and addressing through this platform regarding all the qualities of a school leader and what you have inculcated in your students in your area. Thanks a lot. And thank you, Shadna ma'am, for being with us in the conversation and bringing such important and interesting topics to this platform.
Thank you, Simran.
So thank you to all the viewers who have connected with NCERT for this particular conversation. Now it's time to wrap up with this conversation on school leadership and development. But stay connected to NCERT, keep watching eVidya channels. And in case if you have any of the queries, you know the different mediums through which you can connect with us. So stay connected to us and keep watching our channels. Now it's time to say goodbye. So take good care of yourself. Namaskar.